Howdy, greetings and salutations, good evening, good day, whenever you get this. I'm recording this for the new moon lunar eclipse in Aries. But whenever you find this, these are timeless. If the messages make sense to you and resonate for you, then it could possibly be for you, but only you'll know that. Hi, welcome. I always have grand ideas about like showing up for these lunar transits with like some notes, some astrology notes for you. And then I get overwhelmed with trying to decide like what's the best few facts. So then I end up not, but maybe one day. But just for today, in the interest of keeping this kind of short, because I am going to pull cards for the different elemental groupings. The eclipse. Okay, so new moon lunar eclipse is when the moon gets in between the earth and the sun and, blocks out the light. New moons, in kind of a woo-woo term, are generally a time for going inward, for manifesting, for trying it's a period of growth that's coming up, and so it's about setting intentions for what you want to grow into, and what you want to bring from the dark into the light. This eclipse is the last eclipse in Aries. What's the fastest way? There's these things called the nodes of the moon, sometimes referred to as the nodes of destiny or the nodes of fate. There's a north and a south, and they change the axis, changes signs every year and a half to 2 years. And it's been about 2 years since it moved into Aries and Libra, because they're always opposites, sister signs. And this is the last eclipse in Aries. So for the last, there's several other kind of smaller and bigger cycles being wrapped up as well, but just in terms of the eclipse, we are wrapping up a 2-year cycle. It's been about 2 years since the nodes moved into the Aries and Libra axis. And so this is about kind of asking ourselves, or what felt right for the tone of the reading was to kind of ask, what lessons should we bring forward with us from these last 2 years? Like, as this cycle is wrapping up and we're starting, a whole bunch of new things. We're starting the new year, astrologically, just started on the equinox. This is the first new moon of the new year. It's the first, Aries is the first new moon every year. We have Neptune changing signs tomorrow or the next day, moving in from Pisces into Aries. Neptune in Pisces is very dreamy. Neptune is the dreamer, and then Pisces is so dreamy. But Neptune in Aries is about now bringing those dreams, like grounding those dreams into reality and taking action. There's just a lot of big shifts. Neptune, I know we've talked about Pluto changing signs, which is, I think that was like 14 years. That's like every 14 to 20 years. Neptune also has not changed signs in, I think, 13 or 14 years. So these are some big collective shifts that are happening. And then also like smaller shifts that are happening, for us on a more, is it macro level, right? Macro when you zoom in. Anyways, lots happening, pals. It's giving very like slingshot energy. So yeah, it's just gonna be really interesting to see what happens. All right, great. Less than 5 minute intro. I was trying to keep the intro kind of short. Hi, Earth sign friends. What is that? We got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. My Earth sign buddies. Hi, welcome. This is your portion of the reading. Just because I can't remember what I covered in the intro and what I can't. The scope of this reading is going to be about what lessons from the last 2 years while we have been in the Aries Libra eclipse axis, like what lessons from the last 2 years are you supposed to be bringing forward with you into this new chapter? Okay, so we are using the Flower Child Tarot for you guys today. And I love this deck, it's so fun. All right, so you got Justice, Three of Swords, Four of Wands, the Fool, and in the shadow card spot, Six of Cups. Okay, Earth signs. So, the way this is coming through really is feeling like, so heavy emphasis here on justice in terms of this being more about keeping things in balance in terms of giving of yourself, right? So we have Justice and Three of Swords here really kind of playing off of each other in this way that indicates that, like, in the past there has been an imbalance of the way that you give of yourself, whether that is, you know, in partnership, in friendship, at work, you know, things are, you know, if you're doing more than you're getting compensated for, either financially or energetically, and just how that leads to like heartbreak for you in various levels. So it's just like disappointment, aggravation. There are so many, you know, so many like this on a grand scale is heartbreak, but it could also mean, you know, in a lot of small ways too. So the lesson to bringing forward here is being about being really mindful to keep that balance in balance for you. In balance, not imbalance, but making sure that that's in balance for you, so that you feel, instead of feeling depleted and heartbroken, instead it's like opposite of that, basically celebration. And this is like friends and family and celebrating together and feeling like valued and community, and the way that you now honoring that balance for yourself, keeping that balance in check, is leading to like wonderful times. So it leads to like parties and celebrations and new opportunities. The Fool is new chances, new beginnings, new opportunities. So I mean, this is really great. And then the Six of Cups here, you know, so opportunities to feed into your inner child, for nostalgia, for things that make like inner child you happy. I mean, there's like there's a lot of happiness. There's a lot of joyful, happy celebrating going on in this new chapter for you guys. So I love that. I feel like that's very lovely. Yeah, it also feels like this is not going to be like a hard lesson for you to bring moving forward. Like some of the other ones have been like, okay, be like really mindful of this. But this feels like, yeah, like, yes, you need to do this, like keeping things in balance, but you really have, it feels like you really have kind of evolved through those situations to be like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to put myself in that situation anymore. And instead, because of that, because you're like honoring yourself, you know, above everything, really, then the universe is like, yeah, that's right. You do deserve to be treated great, and you do deserve wonderful opportunities, and so here we shall rush in and give those to you. Whereas when you are giving too much of yourself and things are not in alignment, then when, you know, you're energetically kind of saying to the universe that you don't feel that you're worthy of energetic compensation or otherwise. So good job moving on from that. All right, I feel like I want to pull one of these as well. Abundance is a state of mind, friends. Let's see. Abundance is a state of mind. What is true abundance? Don't let your wealth be determined by only your material possessions, but by your happiness, your health, and the people around you and the inspiration you hold within. You have more blessings than you may have accounted for. Today you are being encouraged not only to see them, but also to feel grateful for them. You are being guided to see your glass as half full. You are being guided to enjoy the richness of your well-being. You are being guided to let joy be your energy that draws more reasons to feel abundant to you. Abundance is a state of mind. If you can switch your thoughts to what you have rather than what you don't have, you will become a magnet for more blessings and experience wholeness through every facet of your being. If you feel rich, your life will reflect it. The universe itself is abundant in nature. It has more than enough to go around. Experiencing blessings and riches won't deprive others of them. In fact, your experience of abundance will hold space for all of those around you to level up their abundance mind too. Therefore, experiencing abundance is purposeful. And then there's like a little affirmation of the day. It says, I am rich in blessings, inspiration, and people I love. Oh, I love that. All right. Yay. Actually, pretty concise. Trying to be more concise on these. So please feel free to check the other readings for the other parts of your chart. Also, if you're interested in booking a reading with me, you can do that through my website. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about anything beforehand. Bye.